It is common for political parties to face criticism for not fulfilling electoral promises. But can the implementation of a poll promise cause heartburns among a section of the people? Vanakkam, this is T. Suresh Kumar and thank you for joining me in this episode of the Hindu's Focus Tamil Nadu, where we shall discuss the DMK government's rollout of the Kalaignar Magalir Urimai Thittam scheme. This is a scheme under which an estimated 1 crore women heads of family across Tamil Nadu shall receive rupees 1,000 every month as a rights grant from September 15th, the birth anniversary of DMK founder and former Chief Minister C.N. Annadurai. The Tamil Nadu government has allocated rupees 7,000 crore for the implementation of the scheme in the current financial year. This was one of the most populous schemes announced by M.K. Stalin in the run-up to the 2021 Assembly elections. Finally, as the scheme is being rolled out and registrations are set to begin, one section of women is elated as the scheme's rollout would give them economic recognition and empowerment. But there's another section that is not very enthused by this. Why? To know the answer for this question, we need to rewind to March 2021, when at a massive election meeting in Trichy, Stalin, as president of the DMK, released a vision document titled Stalin's 7 Assurances. The first of the assurance was that every woman head of the family shall receive a monthly grant of rupees 1,000. In fact, at the public meeting, Stalin underlined that every family that draws rations from the PDS shops shall certainly benefit from this scheme.
Tamil Nadu உள்ள குடும்ப தலைவிகள் அனைவருக்கும் மாதந்தோறும் 1000 ரூபாய் உரிமை தொகை வழங்க இருக்கிறோம். ரேஷன் கடைகளில் உணவுப் பொருட்களை பெறும் அனைத்து குடும்பங்களும் இதனால் பயனடையும்.
However, cut to the present. The Tamil Nadu government has released a set of conditions for beneficiaries to be eligible to draw this rights grant of 1,000 rupees every month. It has laid down 3 economic conditions. First, the household family income should not exceed rupees 2.5 lakh annually. Second, the land holding of the family shall not exceed 5 acres if it is wetland and 10 acres in the case of dry land. And the third condition is that the family's electricity consumption, household electricity consumption should not exceed 3,600 units annually. Now, in addition to this, the government has also excluded beneficiaries of social security schemes such as the old age pension, the widow pension receivers and those receiving pension through the unorganized sector welfare board and the government pensioners from this basic income scheme. The only exemption that the government has made is in respect of families which have members who receive monthly assistance on account of suffering from serious disability and serious illnesses. This means that from what was believed to be a scheme that would benefit 2.2 crore ration card holders across Tamil Nadu, now the beneficiary count is about 1 crore, which is less than half of the projected or expected beneficiary count. If you notice, Tamil Nadu has been a forerunner in launching welfare schemes and social security schemes. But there is one difference between the current scheme of basic income for women and the past schemes that have been implemented in Tamil Nadu. Successive governments in Tamil Nadu had distributed free color television sets, laptops, cycles, a mixer grinder, fans, but they were largely universal in nature, in the sense that almost every rice drawing ration card holding family received the benefits. And when it came to students, all students who were part of the government education system benefited from it. But in this scheme, there are exclusions. In fact, soon after coming to power, when Stalin unveiled a scheme for free bus travel, the scheme was universal in nature. If you take a public transport travel in Chennai today, a woman working as a domestic help or at a construction site shall be boarding a bus alongside a woman working in the state secretariat or government offices or in the IT sector, and all of them are issued tickets for which they don't pay a single penny. That is how universal the nature of this free bus travel scheme is. Likewise, the same Stalin government's another scheme, the Pudumai Pen scheme, which is essentially a modification of a marriage scheme and now being converted into a higher education assurance scheme under the Moovalar Magalir Urimai Thittam. The government has ensured that all girl students who studied from class 6 to 12th in a government institution shall pursue, and when they pursue graduation or diploma, they shall receive a monthly assistance of 1000 rupees. Simply put, this means that a girl student who had studied in a government school from class 6 to 12th shall receive 36,000 rupees by the time she completes her 3-year degree course, say a BA or BCom. In case of diploma, the amount will be slightly less, but it empowers a girl student because she does not have to depend on her parents or add more burden financially to them for her own needs and use this money as she desires. Considering that the other schemes that I mentioned earlier of free color TV distribution on laptops involved a limited expenditure, the basic income support scheme for the women would involve essentially a recurring expenditure of 7,000 crore even at the rate of 1 crore beneficiaries in the current level. Therefore, the government may perhaps be justified in bringing in certain conditions, in laying down conditions and limiting the number of beneficiaries. But the point is, the point that the people are raising is that why didn't Stalin mention in his election rally that his scheme would be implemented subject to the economic conditions? He only merely mentioned that all ration card holding families will benefit from this. Those purchasing goods from the PDL system would benefit. Since he had not mentioned that, it has led to an element of disappointment here. Besides the conditions that have been imposed, the third condition, if you look at it, restricts the electricity consumption of a household to 3,600 units, which means it's about 300 units a month. Now the point is, in Tamil Nadu, the government has been given 100 units of electricity free bi-monthly. And today, in a city like Chennai or Coimbatore, it is very common for women belonging to the lower income group also to have access to goods such as a washing machine, a refrigerator, or even an air conditioner or air cooler for that matter. And therefore, it may be difficult for them to meet the criteria of consuming less than 3,600 units of power annually to be eligible to receive this monthly assistance. Perhaps the government could relook at this criteria of electricity consumption. In fact, if you look at it, all basic income schemes which have been implemented in some countries have been hugely successful. British economist Guy Standing has in fact said that this empowers people and also eliminates corruption, but he advised against any sort of discrimination in implementing any basic income scheme. He wanted it to be universal. He even suggested that there should be no discrimination on the basis of gender, because he felt that if women alone are given a basic income support and men are not given that, then the male in the household would demand his share from the woman. On the other hand, according to him, if the income, basic income, is equally distributed between the male and the female member in the family, it would improve gender relations. Now, I don't know if that particular theory would hold good for Tamil Nadu, because in Tamil Nadu there is a saying that when the government gives a dole or an assistance in one hand, it takes it through the other hand through the Tasmac liquor shops that it runs. In fact, during the tsunami also, when Jayalalitha initially announced a cash assistance, she found that much of the money was going back to the liquor outlets and then decided that the money should be given to the women. And in the case of the Kalaignar Magalir Urimai Thittam, since the money will be deposited in the bank accounts, it will certainly most likely remain with the woman and empower her. A woman with access to rupees 1,000 every month could feel empowered, in the sense that in households today, if you notice, when a child celebrates a birthday, it's usually the breadwinner who gets a gift. The mother might want to give a gift to the child but would not be in a position to afford it. But using this 1,000 rupees, she can give a gift. She can add to the savings of the family. She can feel economically independent. So it's a wonderful scheme to start with. There are a few other states that have already launched the scheme. For instance, West Bengal has a scheme where 500 rupees is given to women in the general category and 1000 rupees for the scheduled caste women. Madhya Pradesh had rolled out a similar scheme some time ago. And as we talk, even the neighboring Karnataka is all set to begin registration for the Griha Lakshmi scheme. But in Karnataka, the only criteria that they laid down is that the family that seeks to benefit from the assistance scheme, it should not be in the income tax bracket. That is, they should not be filing income tax returns or GST. Whereas in Tamil Nadu, the additional conditions remain. It may be a good idea for Mr. Stalin to perhaps consider relaxing the conditions a bit. For instance, depriving those who are gaining, who get old age pensions from this scheme may not be a good idea, because as we know, life expectancy has gone up. Today, the elderly population needs access to monthly medicines for their hypertension, diabetes, for which they are dependent on their children. If they have an additional access to 1000 rupees, it would truly liberate them. In the alternative, of course, the government could even consider enhancing the old age pension or the widow pension. It remains to be seen if the government will do such reconsideration and relax the criteria, or perhaps revisit it as the scheme goes on. But in essence, this scheme will go a long way in empowering a significant section of the women population in Tamil Nadu. For more such videos, please log on to thehindu.com. I shall meet you soon. Vanakkam.